Alright, here we are with the Fellowship of Cybertron, Season 2, Episode 5. We are in January 2020, and... oh shit. I am Devin, playing the Horizon Framework. To my left, we have X playing Y.
Did you forget your name?
Tyler playing Amble, the Lantern.
Peter's the Fight of Nosquake, the Angel.
Marcus Jackima, the Halfling.
Alright, team, so it's the four of us tonight. Ian and Kevin could not make it. Let's recap what happened. Oh shit, right. It's part 2 of whatever happened to the bot of tomorrow. So guys, recap what happened in part 1.
Well, we went to a new system, and there was Silence there, and also there was the Brainiac Combine, and they were fighting, and what the?
But they were good silence.
Yeah, they were helping some poor little planet not be assimilated completely because they refused to bend the knee and give one of their cities up. And then we met with the people there. We talked with the first citizen. We met with the bot of tomorrow, Icon, some poor sour of a soul that they also hated.
Yeah, and he was all wrong because he hadn't ever gotten proper energon, so his internal systems were all messed up and twisted, and he didn't have the thing that lets you transform.
He's busy organs.
Yeah.
So we spent some time hanging around the planet, learned a bit about the politics of the world and the individual problems, built an attack plan, and
then we gave Icon medical, and saw what did his surgery Shockwave?
Yeah.
What Shockwave did to him, and so on and so on.
He discovered Shockwave's been around.
Yeah.
that's never a good thing.
And then we realized that someone's a pretender. Someone's a 30-year-old, 14-year-old boy.
Yeah. Tim Tum, who my character has been hanging out with, being a delinquent, and only 79 police cars were destroyed.
It was the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, nothing of value was lost.
Threat level increases.
It kept happening.
Yup.
But yeah, so then we just started looking at that. Oh, he's probably a pretender shell. That's not good.
Yes. The bot of tomorrow, the hero of the people, an alien visitor raised by kind farmers from another world, has a tiny boy sidekick, son he adopted, and you guys, through your various observational perceptions, have figured out that the kid is way older than like a 10-year-old. He's like at least 30. Because they print comic books about them. They've been printing comics about him for decades.
Well, either that or, they keep replacing him every couple of years. This one's getting too old. Time for Robin 3.
There's no shortage of orphans.
So, where do we open the scene? It's not going to be like directly where we left off. Sometimes we have passed because of media res. Who opens on what, guys?
Well, I guess we'll be dealing with the Brainiac, so I don't know. We could be on the bridge preparing for the assault.
What's the name of your ship?
The 8-track.
Perfect. Alright, then we cut to the bridge of the 8-track, and the three of you are discussing things as technicians and navigators look over the data coming from the gas giant in the system, where Brainiac retreated with his world ship.
Well, this won't be easy, but if we won't help them, then, the Silence will soon abandon the planet and they will be assimilated.
One of your crew members, red and blue Autobot with a mono eye, kind of walks up. Sir?
Yes?
Readings indicate increases of power fluctuations from the gas giant where we think the Combine ship is. We believe it might be getting ready to power up.
Well,
that ain't good.
Nope.
It appears this Brainiac may have completed repairs on its ship.
So we don't have just sort of because it's been a few weeks. What is the condition of our ship?
Did we recover here or not?
I'm pretty sure we did a full recovery because I have all my gear back.
Then I guess yes. Then it's recovered as well.
You guys spent some time in orbit, overhauling the 8-track and getting it back up to fighting form.
So we have our +3 cannons.
Which may be very useful for the 2 seconds it takes before Devin goes, piercing shot to the cannons.
Right?
Time for some gun diplomacy. Engage the conversation with Salvo.
If I remember the last conversation we had about your plan to deal with Brainiac, you were going to fly your ship into his eye socket, find out where he was, and beat him to death with your bare hands.
That sounds like us.
Yeah. Time for some fisticuffs, I guess.
We'll just go inside and what's that gif you always post of the Transformers?
Pew, 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 pew.
Well, first we need to find out Golden Lagoon, and
You
then
gotta go to Earth first.
ruin the ecosystem with our reckless lasers.
That episode is harsh, because like the 3 Autobots that love the environment are there, and at the end of the episode, the place is a smoldering wasteland, and there's no other end to it. Like, it is just a smoldering wasteland, nature's been destroyed, all the Autobots are cheering, and the episode just ends. There's no like sad music either, it just silently pans over the destruction and ends.
No, well, actually, I think it was like the movie about discussing, but no, it actually has a music that's in like a little bit time, and then that guy going, "We won."
I don't know, I saw the episode like a couple of weeks ago because I had Transformers on in the background. I don't remember it anymore now. I'm all mixed up.
Well,
But it's just such a weird ending. There's no moral message or anything. It's just, it ends on that note because fuck you, child.
the moral of the day is free trip to Tahiti. Buy action figures.
But yeah, Microscope Transformer is selling quite poorly.
Oh, poor Perceptor.
The loser Transformers discovered
Perceptor and Hoist. Sea Spray.
Yeah, I think Sea Spray was there. Well, anyway, we don't have that, so we'll be taking some damage.
Okay,
We'll
so...
be dealing some damage.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Who are you taking on your mission?
I have no companions.
There's
I'll go round up S0205 and Raketa and strap them onto my body.
Comrade.
Comrade.
Duty
I'm
calls.
tempted to ask Tim Tam if he wants to go.
That's you're not taking Icon's adopted son.
Finally, let's take Icon himself.
You need to get parental permission.
Yeah, you get a permission slip or you can't go to Hogsmeade.
Just like
Murder Hogsmeade.
teleport behind him. Hey, Tim Tom's going on an adventure together. 5 seasons. Blah, blah, blah.
Strobe lights going off.
Blah.
I'll bring. I think so. We're not taking the full ship. We're taking like a shuttle or something.
I thought you were gonna crash your entire fucking ship into its eye socket like badasses.
Might as well.
Like big, crazy people.
That does sound like us. So we are taking the ship.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we might suffer damage from being shut down. So, bring NPCs.
Honestly, I think they're mostly non-combat related, other than Mega Blaster.
Every NPC here is combat related. This is Fellowship.
But if we're taking the ship, I think Mega Blaster. If we fire the guns, we're going to need him.
I mean, yes, he's the locks in the
gunner.
bell there. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's fire up the engines and...
Oh, yeah, that was it. You said to your guys, duty calls, and they were like, you pay the price. Starship Troopers. When duty calls, you pay the price.
Oh, definitely.
Starship Troopers is great. Paul or Peter or whatever, Verhoeven, is amazing. That guy could really write a fascist comedy. Very specific talent.
Well, time for the Holden maneuver.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The new Star Wars came out, listeners, and it sucked. But like every third movie in a trilogy, it had one amazing fucking moment, and that was every scene that Emperor Palpatine was in it. Oh my Christ.
Even though it's dumb that he wasn't.
It's dumb that he was in it, but it was dumb that he was in the prequels. But it's still, that actor, they cannot write bad scenes for him.
I mean, could have been worse because George Lucas could have got his way. We're like, hey, Harrison Ford, we'd like you to come in and have a cameo in the third Star Wars movie.
Yeah, there's going to be like...
Turns out I learned the Force Ghost technique.
No, I mean Star Wars Episode 3, where Han Solo is like a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, it was going to be like Han Solo's dad. Because Han Solo was still, an old man ravaged by time in the late 90s, late 2000s.
At any rate.
Okay, so yeah, presumably you're bringing Icon.
I guess,
Yep.
if he wants to come with.
Yeah, he absolutely wants to come with.
Be the hero or die trying.
It's like a whole thing. He's got to fight the good fight. So yeah, Icon shows up with that, ceramic white with blue trim, form that he has, with a large kind of atomic punk-looking white and blue backpack system. It was like a big weapons cache or storage locker. They just kind of locked onto him.
Neat.
All right, soldiers, what's the game plan?
Well, we're going to wait till the coward shows himself. Then we're going to smash through his face hole, find him, beat the spark out of him.
Straight and direct.
Well, it worked last time. Just punch it right in the jaw.
Just continuously crashing your ship into him until he leaves. Like a bird crashing into your window.
That's not how birds walk.
They definitely crash into windows, Pete.
Yes, but not necessarily repeatedly.
You never saw the movie Birds.
I have not.
Or the Core.
I'm gonna need Star Trek episodes and Hot Pockets.
It's weird because depending on when that trailer came out and depending on the region it was launched in, it's either Star Trek episodes or he says Xena tapes and Hot Pockets. It's weird. Ooh, same thing with back in the 90s. There was this movie that came out about a little girl that raises a bunch of goslings and she wants to help them.
Brian's?
No, like the things that shit everywhere.
Oh.
So, Brian Gosling.
Yeah. Because they imprint on her and she wants to help them migrate. And when I was
Fly
a kid...
Away Home?
Pardon?
Fly Away Home?
See, I think originally it was called Fly Away Home, but then they changed it later to a different name from the... I have VHS cassettes with the trailer, and they call it two different names. They renamed it from the trailer on the VHS to when it hit theaters. I don't remember what the other name was. But yeah, I remember that. Fly Away Home. True fact. That was also back...
Flying Wild?
Yeah, see? Flying Wild, Fly Away Home. They changed the name.
And Father Goose. Okay. Well, at any rate...
Alright, so... Let me just pause. And... Alright. A flurry of activity starts on the 8th track. Autobot soldiers man their stations, systems, and the internals of the ship start shifting as you put down damage barriers and drop bulkheads to seal off and reinforce the hull.
Overshield activate.
yeah. One of the Autobot soldiers Captain, or not Captain, because you're not the captain, but who's on the bridge? You're on the bridge, right? Jack.
Yep.
Jack him up.
Yep.
Jack him up. We're ready to charge. And then as he's talking, a booming voice comes over the intercom of Teletran 1. Overshields charged. That's what I was going to say, sir. Another Autobot, points to you because I think... Are you navigating? Are you navigator?
I'm the
the
navigator.
doctor.
Who is on what station of the ship for the ship combat that's about to happen?
I'm like McCoy. I just stand there on the bridge and make comments.
Just open
Just
up,
standing there throwing low-key racism at Spock.
just open up the ship, playbook, and then you can see the...
I'm asking you
Character
three
sheets.
because
Okay,
certain
which-
characters aren't here.
Oh, so the characters who aren't here aren't being covered?
No.
Oh, that's lovely.
They're not here!
Okay.
They're doing other shit.
Alright, I guess you're on captain then.
Okay.
That or see, I'll jump into the pilot station.
Yeah.
You're still going to be on science.
Navigation.
Okay. Boilermaker inexplicably gets something. Weapons will still, of course, be Mega Blaster because.
You want to throw Icon anywhere?
Yeah, what do we have open?
He doesn't know anything about the ship. He'll learn.
Muscle.
Yeah, that was the job I was doing. So he
If
can-
borders attack.
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't take much learning.
Punchy fists.
Real simply, see someone here, you say, basically just go on and you say, hey, Autobots, this guy's coming in Sector G, go beat him up.
I think I can handle that. You're like,
Yeah, well, yeah,
Fist
I'm
bump.
not going to leave it hanging. Yeah.
you're not gonna leave like there's like a big bang sound as you guys fist bump.
Of course, then like the
Titans.
giant claw is like an unnecessary like wheel because
The toy. The toy spring.
Yeah.
Another Autobot runs up to you, you know, blue and red instead of red and blue. Captain. G. Tyler.
Yep.
We're detecting a... Teletran's voice starts moving over the intercom. Detecting large superstructure. Exiting gas giant. That, sir.
Set a course for superstructure.
You're the navigator. You're the pilot.
Boop,
That
boop,
Autobot just goes
boop,
back
boop.
to the station, hitting things. A couple of the Autobots, like, tap their Autobot symbol and their overshield clicks in.
I want everybody wearing seatbelts. This is gonna get bumpy. I say seatbelts.
Crash harnesses.
I mean, I was more concerned with the fact that you didn't take the opportunity to say, seatbelts, everyone!
I don't get the reference.
Magic School Bus.
Oh, yeah.
This is a
A-Check,
different-
do your stuff! Like a Warhammer 40k video of like an Imperial like cathedral ship opening fire on a moon till it blows up.
Good job.
You know, and like the Magic School Bus. Like that just twists around, becomes the, you know, cartoon bus and flies away.
Heresy.
Just use a little commissar hat, just happy face on it.
Ah.
They made a sequel to it where the new Miss Frizzle is the daughter of the original.
I kind of like that college humor dropout version of her that's like completely fucked the WTF 101.
Alright, you guys start leaving orbit of... What was the name of this planet? Did we give it a name? I must have given it a name.
Have you really?
Oh, Origin. It's called Planet Origin. That's what they call it.
Origin.
You're going to have a long directory of planet names in your planet directory that's like Earth, Origin, First, Primus,
Home.
One, Home, Central. Just endless lists. Like, oh, right, aliens.
Center of the universe.
Yeah, not a lot of people had the foresight to name their planet the living flesh of our god. Considering Cybertron named Primus named Cybertron.
Primus.
Alright, yeah, you start leaving orbit. The Cylon Raiders are going to, you know, flank with you.
Cool.
And this planet doesn't have any ships that could possibly help. All they have are orbitals and, like, you know, slightly advanced, you know, Earth space shuttles.
We can still toss them at the enemy like chaff.
No, those are research ships. They need those.
That'll be a pointless waste
As
of
much as I
life.
appreciate your enthusiasm, those ships are needed after the end of this conflict to inspire a generation to always reach for the stars.
I know
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Or escape.
What was that, Nicole?
I said, I know what you're doing.
What?
Every shot costs the taxpayers to get it.
I know. Yeah, it's not subtle.
So
Yeah.
we're heading towards Brainiac.
Yes, the giant space skull, you know, glowing green with 3 dots in its forehead, mouth open, tendrils coming out of the back or whatever, starts flying out of the gas giant, and you're flying towards it with, like, you know, ships behind you. It'd be one of those big, kind of wide-angle shots of a giant thing for scale that shows your tiny, comparatively, ship streaking through the darkness of space towards it.
Oh, Mega Blaster wants to hit the comms for a second. 1 sec, I'll just patch him through.
Brainiac! If you had not committed great sins, Solus would not have sent a punishment like us upon you!
Navigator, are we in range?
Well, just about.
One of the Autobots. Captain, I'm
Yes?
detecting defensive fleet. Teletran, defensive fleet detected.
Why do they
What,
lie?
around Brainiac?
It's a Galaxy Quest thing.
Right? Yeah, the mouth opens up and ships are pouring out. Not a lot. Not as many as last time. Looks like its drone production's damaged. For reference, because I don't remember what they looked like last time, these ones look like tiny versions of the ship with tentacles around it, like Sentinels from the Matrix. Looks like he reconfigured them to be anti-Cybertronian weapons. So these things are meant to latch onto your ship and start pulling hunks off of it so they can fly in and fight you man to man. They can't stop you. Brainiac doesn't think he could stop your ship. He's pretty sure if he punches you guys enough to stop piloting, that'll help with the threat.
Mega Blaster, I have good news for you.
Targets?
More things to shoot.
Everyone's got a plan till they get missiles in the mouth.
The boarding marines are standing by.
So yeah, I guess we'll first deal with the approaching fleet.
Yep. So this current fight is you have the superstructure that is the Brainiac Combine mothership, and yeah, there are fleets and fleets of Sentinels.
So the missiles that target an area,
Uh-huh.
we will use that feature of our ship.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, add area tag. Do you also want burning or piercing?
I think you think
Burning.
I think burning sounds like the sort of thing that this is.
Oh, Jesus.
Fire the Inferno missiles.
Is this?
So this is a army of killbots. They have piercing.
Oh no.
They only have one stat, though, killbot. Their exterminate stat.
Well, we will burn an area of them.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, I guess we'll use the we roll weapons.
We roll weapons.
Cross cannon.
That would be an 8.
Let's see. Weapons ready.
We can pay.
Because we pay a price. Otherwise. Okay, so we destroy the obstacle in our path, but there's collateral damage. If your ship was too close, it must pay a price. Otherwise, something near your target was also caught up in the blast. So I guess we scorch ourselves.
Whatever was near the target. So,
Brainiac.
He's the closest thing to them.
Your Cylon ships.
I guess it would sort of make sense that the Cylons, if they did not have quite any concept of what exactly we were going to be unleashing.
Cylons do not have any concept of the unlimited power of the eternal old machines and their heavenly arsenal.
As we create a bunch of...
They got way too fucking close to one of your targets that you put your gaze upon. So, what happens with that roll?
Well, I think this is just like...
we remove the obstacle from our path.
Yeah.
It's an ominous way of phrasing that.
Yeah.
It's a very specific way of phrasing
Oh, that's
that.
supporting fire. When you blast an obstacle away...
So that's for like keeping them busy, I guess. Or...
Well, for ship
collision.
combat, it's just damage, I think.
Unless, well, do we have an advantage for it? Unless...
There we go.
Oh. So I guess we could start by like keeping them busy with our guns and then finish them with our guns.
Keeping them busy with their guns and finish them with our guns.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
We really should have printed out the ship rules.
I can do that. Let me pause. In the middle of the climax. Okay, we reread how this game works, and yeah, you kept them busy with the cannon stat, so firing blindly into space with explosive weapons that ignite the fabric of space. You are keeping the fleet busy. They're navigating around large firestorms, like you know, space is how fire is all spherical and weird when it happens in space.
Yep.
They're navigating that, but plasma. You opened up storms in the void of space that they're on fire now.
Well, we're keeping them busy, right?
Yeah.
So I want to be firing our missiles in a kind of halo around them to bunch them together.
Oh god, you're gonna corral them?
Yes.
Alright, you corral them in space with a three-dimensional halo.
Pilot.
Yo!
Now that they're all gathered into one nice bunch, ramming speed.
Yeah, okay, so...
But our engine is our weakest stat, Captain.
So,
Coward talk.
Yeah, Jakimo's got the modified controls, of course, because he doesn't actually have hands.
Yeah.
So he'll just use those to like lock himself into the chair and use like his micro Waldos
Where's Waldo?
to just fire straight forward as fast as he can.
Waldo's not there.
You bastard, Peter. Waldo isn't there.
Oh, cats.
Fuck you.
Well then, pilot.
Alright, you fly
plus
towards the
engine.
giant little fireball you made. Getting ready to rip them apart. A bunch of Autobots are on like the top of your ship, like on the hull and stuff, like priming weapons and cables and stuff to, you know,
Do the hoarding thing.
rip them apart.
What was that? So that's what's our engines?
Our engine is plus 0.
That was a 5.
Oh.
There it is. Okay, so you are flying into the explosion you set off in space where all the ships are corralled, and you're going to crush a bunch of them. Not enough to break the army up, but you're definitely going to get borders.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Sentinels land on the ship, the jaws of them open up, and they start firing lasers out, like in The Matrix. That one scene in The Matrix where the Sentinels are trying to rip the ship apart. They're doing that to you now. Autobots are on board, like, taking pot shots at them, and some of them are, you know, using weapons to, like, hack them off.
Okay. I'm going to point at a random Autobot who's on the bridge. Just be like, you! Keep my seat warm. I'm going to go greet the guests. And then I'll pick up my iron girder and start walking towards the...
Yeah, he takes over the command seat and starts, you know, punching in.
Oh, yeah.
The Cylon ships, now that the fire is like starting to open up a bit so that people can get in, the Cylon fleet is going in and starting to engage them. So, what's your next action? You now have borders.
I'm going to... What do you call radio?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to
World
radio...
War One, it's a radio.
I'm going to radio our Marines and tell them to form up on me, and I'm going to rush towards the borders.
Okay. Icon is taking over the border, like the muscle cell. What does that mean?
That's basically his job.
Yeah, but what does it mean in ship mechanic terms? It means something.
Let's see. Muscle. Defend the ship. With the muscle, any stowaways are found immediately, and body parts will be delayed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so as you're getting on board to, like, you know, start hacking up with your Marines, and, you know, you take probably a lift to the outside hull. Icon is there with a bunch of Autobots rallying them, and, yeah, just hammers of justice, using his fist to bash open skulls and, like, tear them apart. Keeping them from doing real damage to, like, systems or, like, attacking the turrets and stuff. We could use some help over here.
That's what we're here to do.
Forgive me, I don't really have much affection for seafood or space food. As he, you know, tears the jaw off the skull and hucks it.
Banter. I like it.
Banter's half the job. The other half, justice. Who's up?
You haven't done anything wrong.
Because I'm the navigator. What can the navigator do here? I guess I can try, I don't know, targeting to give us an advantage so we can shoot it with the gunner. How's that?
Yeah, Navigator can look closely, and look closely gives you advantage. That can be used by the gunner to finish them.
There you go. Get a targeting matrix up.
Huzzah! That's a 7. So, ask the questions 3 and we'll find out one of them the hard way. Is there something hidden out of place?
It looks like Brainiac might have another fleet he's getting ready to launch that he held back just to see what kind of firepower he had.
But let's talk about Brainiac. What are they doing? What will they do next?
The Combine ship is moving, you know, as fast as it can with its superstructure engines towards the planet, and you're detecting a power buildup inside.
So what will happen if we just ram into it now?
You'll bypass the fleet, which the Cylons will have to kind of start to deal with. You might lose all the Cylons, like you might just lose this fleet, but then you'll be able to proceed to attack Brainiac directly.
Okay. So, that's, I guess, my look closely. Which one of them did we find out the hard way?
Oh shit! That power buildup looks like there's Planet Buster technology inside the superstructure, and it's going through its charging stages.
Well, we don't have much time.
Yeah. So
If you all remember, Brainiac destroys planets that resist him.
okay, so that's a real easy choice then. Sorry, sorry, fellas. I basically, Jack Book could do math, and he's just gonna head straight into Brainiac then.
You're on your ship. Brainiac's over there in the void of space.
That sounds
Yeah,
like...
in the ship.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
I'm on the
There you
pirate,
go. I'm
right?
just making sure.
Yeah.
I'm making sure you're not like, I run into him. Bye, guys.
Actually, what we should do is just fire on them, shouldn't we? Or no, we have a finishing opportunity, don't we?
I mean, we have an advantage.
Yeah, Peter just made an advantage by mapping out targeting parameters for you.
Okay. Sure. I guess we'll pilot the thing into Brainiac then, and we'll go for that.
Those
one.
aren't mutually exclusive. I mean, our gunner can use the advantage to finish off the fleet while you pilot us into Brainiac.
I think we're really going to need the advantage of the pilot because we have +3 for guns. And
Okay, sure.
I mean, you're going to be leaving your ship once you go into the superstructure.
Yep.
Okay, do it.
So we'll use advantage on the sensors for that.
To try to shoot your way into Brainiac? Or what? What are you doing?
Yeah,
I need to know what you're doing.
We're going to shoot our way into Brainiac. That seems like a really good
Alright, do it.
Everyone's got a plan, so they get missiles in the face, as I said.
missiles in the face and go forward and try and.
Boom.
Oh god, 6.
Oh, buddy.
Move it +3.
Oh no, that's different. That's a 9.
There we go. What are the results for 9? I'll finish them. Or I guess Brainiac himself will be an obstacle.
Well, 9 is just the damage. 10 plus is just completely killing, right?
No, I mean, not in that language. In the language of the ship playbook, when you blast an obstacle in your way on a 9+, 9- there's collateral damage. The ship's too close, must pay a price. Otherwise, something in your target is also caught in the blast. Like the obstacle is all the armored plating on the weakest part of the Brainiac Combine ship that you're flying through. That's what you're blowing apart.
I think
Okay.
we should pay a price.
Yeah, we'll pay a price on that one.
Like your engines are scrapped or something.
We've got at least one system, I'm sure, that is going to get.
We can use up our hardened hull, which gives us armor.
Sure, we'll give them
No, engines. We're not leaving till this is finished.
We're not leaving at all. We're not leaving at all, sir, without the engines.
I think if we get it if
Okay.
we're on board now, then we'll take the engines because it does make.
I mean, might as well use up the armor, because that's what it's here for sucking
Okay.
up damage.
I said engines.
Oh my god.
Fine then. I mean, you're not here on the thing, that's the NPC, command.
You tell that NPC.
I mean, there's also Punch Clock, the Kevin's NPC.
No, none of them are here.
We're going to go with the armor because.
That's what it's there for?
That's what
you
it's there
goddamn
for.
psychopaths. Alright.
Fine. I'm gonna damage the engines to inspire us to victory.
What is your damage doctor?
Engines.
Your doom.
Alright, you fly out of the explosion of space because you set fire to space behind you in that fleet. And yeah, all of the guns, multi-link, twin-link together, and at once, in sequence, start firing ahead of you at maximum speed into Brainiac's eye socket, blowing it open, like in the original Star Wars, where the Death Star blew up, like the little glass part at the front blew open. Yeah. And yeah, you just fly through the explosion, shearing off a bunch of your armor from just, your weapon systems, your own weapons. And you start going through bulkhead after deck, smashing through huge cyclopean machinery and internal systems, ripping through hydraulics and generators and tanks of, ferro fluids, just ripping on through until, your ship is buried in its eye socket like that old movie, A Trip to the Moon. You can, in space, if they did that wide kind of artsy zoom out, the Brainiac superstructure starts tilting, away from that eye because the spin you put on it, was a lot. Yeah, you all shake. People in their crash harnesses, aren't sent flying to their death. A lot of the people on the top of the ship have to hang on for dear life. Some get sheared off and fly off.
Do we tell the people in the terrarium about this?
No, we didn't know this. The terrarium had like bulkheads locked down where it sealed them away.
That just, prevents them from leaving.
No, there's crash tech on board.
Just like, increase the gravity for a split second there.
Don't worry, they're organic. That's nature's padding.
Right. So yeah, the skull eye socket is smoking with plasma and fire. You might probably want to do like the middle eye or something, so it's like tilting upward. Like it's unconscious.
Over the comms.
If thine eye offended thee, look it out!
My God, what is his damage?
War the damage.
So, he basically. So, I guess we get out of the bridge now. We're going to board and find a Brainiac to kill.
All right. All right, you've entered the set piece, the Wild Dragon. The Brainiac superstructure is actually pretty familiar for you. Like, it's a large cyclopean, living machine.
Feels like home.
It's scaled to you. I guess you exit the ship out of the back hatches.
Just open the front windows.
Yeah.
We've done this multiple times.
It's the rule. The bridge is always ridiculously close to the front and completely unarmored, so you can have things that explode and send people flying around.
The bridge shielding, transparent shielding retracts into the ship.
Yep.
As Teletran announces, bridge disembarkment engaged.
You have arrived at your destination.
You have arrived. In 500 meters, strike down thy nemesis. You're on the bridge. Port's open. The three of you plus Icon are ready to go.
Remember, we parked in the left eye. Alright, so...
Marines, with me.
Alright, who are these Marines that are with you?
What are their names?
No, I mean, what are their companion traits?
Do they
Can
have
you
any?
decide that?
I mean, where did they come from? Do you have Marines on your character sheet that you have allies with?
No, I just assumed they'd be on the ship.
Are you taking crew with you? You're just leeching crew off
Yeah,
the ship?
I'm just pointing to people and telling them to come with me. And if they weren't Marines before, they are now.
I mean, every Cybertronian's is a shock trooper.
There we go.
I'm conscientious objector.
That he's
Shut
not an
up,
LV.
Obi.
Both of us. Both of us. You didn't pick a side in the race war? That's not a smart move.
Right, so...
Yeah, so
Roll
there's
out.
moving pistons everywhere. The technology here looks advanced for what you're used to seeing out in space, but flimsy compared to Cybertron. Like, for all its scale and massiveness, it has to use significant amounts of technology to even be at the same scale as you. Like, things this big in space don't do super well. They collapse under their own weight, shearing pressures from gravity. The stuff that your technology and your forms naturally kind of just ignore, you have to kind of work around if you're not scaled for your species.
The planet tidal forces pulling it
Exactly. Like
apart.
the gas giant he just left, the shear from being rotated now. That's kind of stuff you guys never deal with, but if you're a small species building big, it's crushing. It's like there's anti-grav generators here and there. There's reinforcements, way more than you'd ever need, and it's still not as strong as your materials.
Okay.
Don't suppose you brought a map with you.
Guess not. Cool to have a map of this ship.
There's alarms blaring everywhere.
Well, I guess
Some of them are mine.
You can use the scanner. Do we have a scanner use?
on the ship, I guess. Sensors. Look close when rolling.
Yeah, use that.
Okay. Look closely. So what do we want to find, I guess? Do we want to shut down the reactor for the Planet Buster, or do we just want to find Brainiac and just punch him there?
We'll shut
So-
down the Planet Buster first.
Going through the Brainiac Combine to the kind of core of the vessel requires a long journey.
Of course.
So let's pause and start working that out together. All right, and we're back. So the long journey begins. Who would like to start off by throwing a problem at the group?
Do you have something for Tyler? Or?
Well, I was gonna say, we're pretty high up in the chamber, and there's one of his lab complexes here. And the lab complex consists of a bunch of experiments with like Cybertron, half-formed Cybertronians. Of course, they've all been activated to prevent us from going forward.
Yeah, the way you spun it was if Icon is Superman, these would be Bizarros.
Yeah.
Alright, so Brainiac made some Bizarro icons. No C's. Because it's Icon backwards. Alright, you're going through a lab with your Marines. You know, it looks like there's like construction facilities around and like, you know, terminals everywhere. And yeah, a bunch of like, you know, I guess black and red, because that's the opposite of white and blue. Black and red looking icons that are all spiky and like, you know, have weapon systems on them and they're killbots.
Huh.
There's like a group of them, you know, a large group of them, and they all are coming at you.
Peaceful Autobots. No match for Bizarro soldiers.
No C units, stop, Metal Man!
Wouldn't that mean, like,
Yes.
aggressive Decepticons will kill us?
Yeah. It's not particularly consistent, but it was more like
You're
more
going
like
too far into the
what-
Bizarro Superman side of it.
yeah.
Okay, they're a little more solemn and grungy. Give them a break. But yeah, a bunch of them just start charging out at you, guns blazing.
Okay. I'm gonna stick my girder in the ground and just kind of cock my head at them and go, What do you think you're doing?
No, like they're all speaking like in different tones at different times, and saying roughly the same things. Like, no, sea soldier, stop, Metal Man!
Yeah, I'll just take the hit. Who put you up to this? What is your directive?
Stop, Metal Men!
But you're Metal Men.
Stop, Metal Man!
Don't you think you'd be better off with your own kind?
They all kind of look at each other and look at how they're all identical.
Do they have sparks? Can I tell?
No, not at all.
Obviously not.
I mean, you can't tell if they have sparks. You know, you're a Jedi. I don't know. Do you have look closely, or can you sense the Force or whatever? Because you took the
Actually,
Jedi
sort
playbook.
of.
You're the Rhinox of the group. In Beast Wars, Rhinox was like the Buddhist guy who invented sparks, basically, for the continuity. And then it got backported to G1 canon.
Huh. Maybe I'll use my twin miniguns to figure this out.
He was a Cybertronian Buddhist. He still had Gatling guns.
Gatling monk.
Yeah. It's
Gun
like,
monks?
he's a spiritualist and a Buddhist. It's like, he had twin Gatling guns. He was a Cybertronian spiritualist.
I'm gonna reveal the way.
What does that mean?
It means that I'm gonna tell them what is best for them and mean it.
What does that mean for them?
That I roll plus wisdom, and if I do good, they do what I say.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, devil.
He says do it in the new movie. He does.
Knew it.
He says it.
That is a 7.
They'll do it, but either they'll do it in the way that they think is best, or
Alright,
they'll only do it if you help them.
what do you want them to do? What do you want Bizarro No-See?
Look, you, fine gentlemen were made in our image. You deserve better than just being locked away on this ship as some kind of defense force. You need to strike out, earn your place in this world, see more of what's out there. Join us and we'll show you a real life. Life of a Cybertronian. Not the life of a pet.
Cybertronians no like pet?
Well, we have pets, but you could be more.
Cybertronian no like robot?
I think robots are great.
So my best friends are robots.
We can say it.
We know the robots were living beings.
Oh, they all look at each other.
I'll sort of.
Why Cybertronian hate maker?
He's kind of a dick, to be honest. He wants to enslave a bunch of people. It's kind of his MO. We're not big fans of the whole slavery thing, so...
Slavery, bad.
Hurt Brainiac make Cybertronians happy?
Well, yes, but that's not why we're doing it.
One of them grabs another one by the back of the head and pulls their head off. No see kill Brainiac thing! No see friend of Cybertronians. Another one turns shooting that one. Yeah!
There can be only one.
Do you stop them?
No, I'm gonna wait till there's one left.
There's a couple left. They're all like standing off against each other.
Oh,
So you guys have sorted that out? You're clearly the best of the best?
Yes.
How would you like to be a personal honor guard?
Okay.
Alright, glad we sorted that out. And no one got hurt.
Smoking corpses.
No one important with an actual name.
Roll
Would you like to
credits.
Would you like to forge a bond with them, Jedi
I
Master?
would like to forge a bond with them.
A small group of killbots.
Small group of killbots.
Like, it's like the rule of three thing. There's three of there's three of them. I didn't even notice I was doing it. But my brain did.
You have a Team Rocket.
Yeah. NOCI, icon backwards.
NOCI.
They only come in that group. As they get hurt, you'll start losing. You dealt with that problem by being a Jedi and mind tricking them into killing themselves.
Suicide is badass.
All right, now pair off. Now pair off and kill your teammate. It's the Jedi way.
Okay, so we finish with that room, and we hit the door and walk into the next, which is a vast open area with a whole bunch of daises scattered around it. And each dais displays a different star system, and they're all color-coded. Some are red, some are green, some are purple, some are yellow. One of the yellow ones is Cybertron.
What's a dais?
It's
A pedestal.
Oh, yeah.
A display shelf.
So, how do you react to that?
Looks like they've mapped so many star systems here. I guess I can start going to them. I take my universal omnibus and start translating what they have on us back, so we figure out what's going on here.
Okay. So what would be the conflict you'd say in this room? Is the conflict a mystery?
Yeah, to a degree. And also that if you're deciphering it, you decipher the color coding system, and yellow is, for whatever reasons you decide for your character, something that is ominous to you about Cybertron. He's labeled it in a way that disturbs you.
Danger zone.
Don't go there. It's a dead system.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a pretty good thing. So yeah, try to figure it out. Each room needs a roll of some sort. So what would this be, Pete?
Look closely, I guess.
Oh, I think it would be. Oh.
That's a
You guys
10
stop all the
plus.
super weapons charging up to investigate this room.
Yep. That's 10 plus, so...
For all we know, this might be the disarmament room.
It's not, but it might be.
Boop, 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 boop.
Call my friend Hank Kissinger.
Simon says...
Tell him we're not disarming.
Okay, what's hidden or out of place? What looks suspicious?
What's hidden out of place will look suspicious. Okay, these are systems that Brainiac has encountered and has either taken things from and destroyed because they refused or will never go to.
Presumably never go to, though, because that would not be ominous. That'd be a good thing.
No, Nicole. I got this. You'll love this. You'll love this.
Mm.
I mean, to be fair, I would not. If I was Brainiac, I would not want to step within a million billion miles of Cybertron because
That's a great way to get your skull turned into the helmet of a large Cybertron.
They'll get
Gaze
you
upon-
Like Gurren Lagann.
gaze upon the fist of Dreadbot. Yeah.
They'll gut you open, and then you'll be the ship for them.
Yeah, they'll do that. All right, what's your next question, Pete?
What else do you want to ask here? What's going on here? What does my senses tell me?
Yeah.
How could it hurt us? How could it help us?
Helping it means that you can know where to relocate people if you free them from the Brainiac Combine ship.
Ah.
And how can it hurt you is that you're an angel, right? You're like a big mystical hand of Primus.
Yeah.
So you recognize some of these star systems from the Codex of Primus. The star patterns in them are systems that were wiped out by Unicron.
Hmm.
And they match the color, or have been tampered with, or at risk of being destroyed by Unicron. And Cybertron has that color coding.
Hmm. Ominous.
It's almost as if, while this game is taking place, Season 1's taking place, where the Reapers have infested Cybertron and are trying to call in Unicron.
Oh, Unicron.
But that would be mighty disturbing for you.
I suppose it would be. Well,
Cybertron, the system that Cybertron is at risk of being attacked by Unicron. The Chaos Bringer. The Anti-Spark. That which is heralded by the Fallen.
Okay, so I guess I'll convey that to the rest of the group, saying, I don't know. Some of them have been destroyed by Unicron, and this seems to be one of the next targets for Unicron, so we might not have a home to come back to.
He just told you that Satan is about to rise up from the depths of hell and consume your homeworld. And your god. Who is, hey, didn't you leave your god mortally wounded after your Forever War? In a state where Satan could come up and kill him?
And
Did
wouldn't
we?
you?
You did, you really did.
And wouldn't you know it? The only matrix of leadership known to exist has left.
Ah,
There's
yeah,
nowhere to be seen.
The last Prime is no longer with Primus.
Yup. The only thing that could defeat Unicron has gone.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that be a nightmare for you guys to stumble across in the skull?
Oh, jeez. I didn't even have to process that one.
Well, don't take it, don't say it. Well, I guess we'll just, take it dig up in case we need to repopulate the various planets, and yeah.
Yeah, you'll take that in stride.
Yeah.
Well, if we need to get people off Cybertron, we'll probably fit a couple million in the mass.
Well, we had the arc already, and if anyone else is, left on Cybertron, they've either found their own ship or they're waiting it out. So.
There were 3 phases to the exodus of Cybertron during the war. The first phase was basically people who didn't want to be involved in the war between the Autocracy and the then forming Decepticons. Basically, they left as soon as they could on the most usable fleet of ships. Then, Megatron, after killing the current Prime, Solus, I want to say? No.
So ends the reign of tyranny. Thus begins a new reign of tyranny.
Yeah, he took down the last Prime and told everyone remaining on Cybertron that this was their chance to leave because he would not give another, and people did not, and people didn't leave, and then it turned out that the war was going to get really, really fucked up. And people tried to leave later, and he started shooting colony ships out of the sky because no one leaves this planet without his permission. He owns it now. The third exodus was Project Generation 1, where Optimus and his team of Autobots from scratch built a old Autocracy cargo hauler that they christened the Ark and used it to take the remaining survivors off planet. Lost in space and in the battle with the Nemesis in a collapsing space bridge, throwing them somewhere, never to be seen again.
Yup. So that happened.
And that is the oral history of the exodus of Cybertron. We'll pause while Mark gets back. Alright, we're back. So, yeah, what's next?
Well, I guess next up will be...
Icon. Wait, no, fucking Icon's in this room. Like, he's looking at all these star systems.
Okay.
And, like, you clearly know about them. Like, you're talking about them as if you know them.
Well, some of them, yes.
You know all these worlds?
Not all of them, but I know of some of these worlds. Some of them used to be our colonies.
Hey, point over at Cybertron. Yeah, that was our home.
That's where I came from.
That's where it all came from.
Yeah, like, because like it's a graphical rendition of Cybertron and its star system and stuff.
That's where Primus is.
The planet, right?
Well, yes. Planet and everything.
Yeah, he's taking it in. He's never seen his planet before.
That's where all this parts come from.
You've traveled to all of these worlds?
Well, we as a race traveled many worlds. Not necessarily us specifically.
Vast distances to travel. I've only been on one planet my entire life.
Well, you've only been alive for 30 years or so.
And that's not a long time, I'm guessing.
No.
I've had sneezes that last longer.
Doctor, heal thyself. Yeah, he says. It's like, That's it. You just, you know.
Yep.
He was there, and you guys are talking about the homeworld, and there's a picture of it.
Yep.
He's here, guys. Alright, what is the next twist in this story?
Well, next up, as we were trying to navigate, the whole station tries to shut us off and direct us in weird pathways, and eventually leads us to a large chasm that we have to cross.
Yeah, a large, vast canyon in this structure. You know, you have to bridge the gap between it with all your people.
Mark, that's for you.
Huh. I don't suppose you all brought climbing gear.
Why?
Gestures going down and having to go back up.
I mean, I guess I could, but
Just
that,
take some piece of the thing, just drop it down, and not hear it, like, tank anything. That'll take a long while, like a sneeze or two.
The metric.
yeah, I could guess I could try and shimmy my way up the side there, go up around, head up the get a running start, and jump over the cliff that way, and then I can leave behind my wire.
Alright, and then we could carefully hold it over on this end and let one at a time go across.
It's just, and of course, at this whole time, while he's saying this, Jacob is looking directly at
We know you can do rainbow bridges, Heimdall.
and his oldest friend.
Yeah.
But Heimdall became a cavity. He doesn't.
Stop it! Stop it! He wasn't there.
He doesn't do
He
that.
doesn't do that.
Or alternatively,
Heimdall?
a certain doctor could shed a little light on the situation.
I suppose I could come around to doing that. Screamo!
Dr. Screamo. He can shed the light.
Bridge.
He starts strobing faster and faster, brighter and brighter, and then fires out a rainbow bridge, breaching the chasm.
After you.
Of course. Thanks, Doc.
Alright, you guys all start crossing the bridge, and here's the twist. The canyon starts opening larger, leaving the bridge either suspended in the air.
Okay, I think I got a move for this.
I love how you think the doctor, but not the person who actually made the bridge. Like, he called over his buddy to do it. And you thank the person who ordered the servant to do it. You didn't thank
He's
the
an
servant.
accessory.
They're the-
I'm not really
First of
sure
all-
how that works.
First of all, Screamo is part of the disposable cast.
Oh boy.
That's really funny because Jack is supposed to be one of the guys who would talk to the lower cast that way because he's disaffected. But I wasn't quite sure because he's the light, so I wasn't sure if he was the Cybertronian with the spark or another.
Screamo's a tiny little mini-con.
Oh, okay.
They all have souls.
Not everything is a transformer, but this one is.
Not everything is, but that one definitely is. It's like, oh shit, you know what the light would be a really good playbook for? Bob and Glitch. For reboot.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, Mark gets
that
it.
would. Yeah, we'll have to do it. We'll have to do a
Right, like Glitch, you know, Bridge, Glitch, BMP.
a mainframe one.
Exactly, right? Like, the light is Glitch. It's a guardian and his key tool.
Yeah, actually. Oh god.
That Tron game, I could also include guardians and viruses and hack and slash. It's all... Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
This will be the next one. It's going to be Tron Matrix against the with the Rebellion.
Tron,
right?
the Matrix, reboot. It's all there. You know, Megabyte.
Yeah,
The corruption is Megabyte and his viral minions. I could do a Tony J voice. We already had Megabyte in the last game. He was a xenomorph.
So, okay, yeah, I'm going to try and...
shows.
We are going to use... hold them off, I guess? Would that be appropriate? Or do you want me to use the...
Well, you said he's had something for it. What do you have for it?
Time is ticking down before you guys are going to be left in the middle of a rainbow bridge in the middle of a chasm you can't cross. That is the threat I'm talking about.
I would like to try and hold them off, if that's
so, like,
appropriate. Or,
go to the end of the bridge, fire your cables, and dig into the rainbow bridge and stop the canyon. Or
Do that.
Spider-Man
Yeah, I'm gonna-
2 with Doc Ock.
yeah, I've got... I mean, my character is a tow truck with ridiculous torque. He can
Oh
actually...
my god, you're going to Spider-Man 2 it just like the train.
He's got an alt form that puts
What
out
has a
magnets and turns him into a crane. Like...
Here we go. Alright, so you run to the one end, and as you're transforming, hurl your hook onto the other end of the canyon, and as you're doing that, the front of your bumper that newly forms fires off, anchors onto the other end, and you try to Spider-Man to it and flex the canyon together long enough for everyone to get across. You fucking psychopath. Do it.
And that would be a 10.
God damn it. None of you are rolling a 6. It's part of the fucking set. You gotta roll low.
And since I'm holding him off, I will...
What are your options now that you've rolled a 10?
now that I've rolled a 10, I can... I guess it's an enemy, so that's not appropriate. So I guess I won't sting like a bee, because it doesn't make any freaking sense.
You'll tag it.
Sting like
Jack
a
was here.
Sting like a be one of the Bizarro Supermen. Die!
Get jacked, Brainiac.
I jacked him up. I jacked all over him. Alright, so you flex the canyon and hold the entire structure together as people run across the rainbow bridge to the other side.
A little quickness here. This is incredibly painful.
Act with alacrity, teammates.
We cross.
You cross and you overcome the challenge.
Huzzah!
Alright, now it's my turn for the long journey.
Mm.
You enter into the next room, and since nothing you all threw at each other was a challenge for you, it's a room full of robot death machines. You can very clearly see that this open archway, like it's a large vault door that's open, leads into the central complex where Brainiac is, and the vault doors are like closing, like they're rolling shut and they're going to lock themselves in place to keep him safe. And there are, a contingent of machines here and guardian robots.
So just like episode 1, where they take a wrong turn and...
Yeah, it's just like episode 1 where the droidecas show up. Exactly. So, the enemies here are, there are groups of, there's a, what's the small, medium, large group? There's 3 of them.
Army...
Look for...
Gang?
Gang. 3.
Okay, so there's a gang of all 3 of these. A fire droid, flying sentinels, and killbots. And they are blocking the path past the closing vault doors that'll slow down your ability to get to Brainiac and stop the Planet Buster from firing. This is a linchpin superstructure Planet Destroyer, guys. You gotta take out the central core, which is the evil wizard, Brainiac. Stop it. This is your standard Planet Buster.
We just need to eat someone off the bridge.
Alright, so... Icon, punches his fist together. You ready for this, soldier? And, does the overhead kind of clang.
Oh, yeah, he's just...
High five.
Alright, so, I think we're gonna try this... What What are you doing? Look up there. What do you think? What do you think's Brainiac's going to appreciate the way of sitting around? He says to the Killbots.
All right. These things aren't smart. They're not sentient.
Oh, never mind. They're just not caring.
No, they can't care. They don't have souls.
I thought they were, when you said Killbots, they were like the, I was assuming the Noki.
No, there were only a couple of those. Now there's only 3 left. For various reasons, there's only 3 left.
They're dying great.
Yeah,
you can put them back in their box, have them in mint condition.
We're not going to get into why there's only 3 left. That would be a complicated story to tell Optimus.
Or Rover.
Ah.
Or Skyway. Just pans back to where shrugs, drinks from a cup of Energon coffee.
I'm going to be worried about telling Optimus. We're not going to tell Optimus this story.
We have 1 space on this ship, says Jacob. It says, Janeway.
What? She like breaks her coffee cups so there's jagged edges and throws in the middle of them. We got 1 space for you. Figure it out.
Yep.
Oh, I still want to see the game with the evil Janeway Decepticon.
When we were doing Star Trek Voyager, because Janeway technically died because we had a new captain in that game, I was going to have a mirror universe version of Janeway show up, and it was just going to be Warship Voyager with the black gloves and the jackbootedness. It was going to be great. Her Borg sentry drones.
Well then, time to jack him up.
All right, what do? You got 3 gangs.
Alright, so, I did the last thing.
So there's flame droids, killbots, and
Flying laser eyes.
flying laser eyes. You much of a fighter at all?
My mains are Grace and Wisdom, so I don't have Overcome, but everything else is for finishing them up, so...
Alright. Crack my knuckles. I'll take the killbots. You go for the flame guys. Icon, you take out the 3rd group. You work on that door.
Okay.
You got it.
And I'll turn to the no-sees. I'll go, you boys ready?
No! No, their fists up, and they're all like, yeah, they're all ready.
I will transform Screamo. He will jump up onto my shoulder, and he will imbue my form with a soft halo of light that functions as armor, while also focusing...
He supercharges your overshield.
Yeah. While also focusing 1 beam of light that starts tracking various killbots and preparing to fire.
Does he have a weapon form?
Yes.
So
So
in
2
the-
weapon forms.
In the toy line, the little minicons will plug into their Autobot or their Decepticon, and it'll like cause the toy to break out into a bigger weapon of some sort that was hidden previously.
Yeah.
You want to do that instead of being holographic?
Sure.
All right. So what is that weapon tracking? Is it like a machine gun?
That's like a little cannon.
All right. I was imagining like a cartoonish like triple barrel Gatling gun with like Autobot symbols that are like on fire with skull eyes spinning around. It's like, Doctor, what the fuck?
They call me Dr. Warcry.
You know what they used to call doctors? What? Bone saws. Jesus.
So fucking intimidating.
I apothecary my guns.
And it's like, I want you guys at my
I
funeral.
have an open apothecary.
That's a good one. I want you guys at my funeral so you can apothecary me and let me down one last time.
Anyway,
alright, well. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I guess Jacob's always into a fight, so he's just gonna run forward at the fire-breathing robots and turn on his claws and start grappling them.
So they're little 2-legged walkers that are Brainiac skulls. They're Brainiac skulls with tentacles on them, but the mouths open up and breathe fire. That's what they look like.
Yeah, so he's gonna head up to one and grab them and try and push them so that the fire is like facing away, so he can kind of use them as a shield.
All right. It's a gang. Do you need area to hurt a gang, Peter?
I don't know. Do you, Devon? Check the book.
Right,
If you damage them, they break and they turn into
Yep.
a...
Let's... All right, we're back.
Yeah, so to hold them off then, Jack 'em Up is going to transform into
Pickup truck mode.
pickup truck. Yeah, and he's gonna basically whirl by, grab one of these conveniently placed giant molten metal pouring things.
Yeah, those are around.
And just like drag the thing out and splash the thing on the area of the fire robots to keep them busy.
Thing with the fire robots.
Oh, okay. So better in that case, we'll go after the killbots then. Sorry, I don't have any other option.
It's fine. Do you want us to keep them busy before you attack?
This is what he's doing to keep him busy because you guys don't have enough manpower.
I mean, you could just team up instead of splitting up.
Teaming up is only for the smallest one a game. This is a group.
We have lots of guys to deal with, and that would be a 10.
All right, so this is keeping them busy.
Yep.
Okay,
And-
yeah, you rip down one of those ceiling foundry horrors on the killbots. You know, those sentinels, but they have weapon systems built onto them, and they're getting poured in molten slag, and it's holding them down. Parts of their systems are melting. You know, they're not being destroyed, but they're being completely messed up right now.
So I guess I'm not keeping them by grabbing or pinning them, or catching them or holding them close.
No, you're not holding them with your hands.
But I do get to sting like a bee.
All right.
So for sting like a bee, oh god, I am going to. Are these things larger than me?
No.
Okay, never mind then.
Oh wait, yes, you're a hobbit. Sorry, I keep forgetting you're a hobbit.
Yeah, okay, in that case, I am going to think fast, and I'm going to ask a question from Look Closely.
Okay.
What are things around here that could help me?
Help you do what? Give me more context.
Help me make the numbers smaller and deal with some of the robots.
There is a vat directly above this combat that looks like it's a cooling tank, but the the material used to cool this system is highly caustic acid.
Well, that sounds like
water.
that sounds like an OSHA violation.
There's this giant, definitely puncturable tank of vampiric acid gas that will definitely melt these robots.
Steam.
Just like the Enterprise's warp core.
It's whales.
Alright. That's what he did. We're going to swing the spotlight then from you to someone else who wants to take advantage of this advantage that's there.
So we have advantage against the killbots?
Yes, those killbots you have advantage on right now.
Okay. I'm gonna raise my girder. Just go, let's mess them up, boys! And charge in. And I and the Gnosis will try and just smash them.
So,
Smash them up good.
do you have the area tag?
No.
But he does have a group of soldiers on his side.
Oh shit, no, yeah, you can damage everything but their group tag. Yeah, perfect. Alright, yeah, go on in.
But I'm trying to finish them.
Yes.
Yeah, if you get 10 plus, you'll bypass their gang tag completely, or their group tag. It will.
What are you finishing them with?
Well, I'm
An
smashing them so it's blood.
Okay.
Boy.
Yep.
10 plus?
14.
Jesus Christ. Alright, you and your guys go in, and yeah, you tear a swath through the killbots that are covered in molten slag, greatly diminishing their armor, breaking up into 2 groups of 3. There's only a few stragglers left. Alright, swing away from you. Peter, what are you doing? What are you doing, Viator?
Well, apparently I was supposed to deal with the door, so I, fly on through the whole room, just ignoring everything, going for it. And I guess I'll use my useful tag on one of my wards, the word open, to just keep them open.
Alright, you fry the shutting mechanisms on the door systems.
Yeah, just breaking the controls and stuff so you look like Cybertronian, override codes or whatever.
The word of Primus.
Open.
Alright, the doors shut down and stop being lit up with, that weird neon green light that's Brainiac's signature.
You guys know we can just run. We don't have to fight everything.
We don't have to.
Yeah, but it is pretty fun.
Time is of the essence, remember. It's all fun and games, but there are lives on the line.
I liked you better when you were just punching things.
He is punching things!
I said just.
He was always this way.
Alright, swing away from Peter. Who wants to take up the lead next?
Let's go in.
Yeah, okay. I'll take a shot. I'm going to try and we'll try and get away.
Get away.
So,
Cross grace.
that would be a 7.
Bam, choose one.
Yeah, I'll take a little harm.
So, which one are you choosing to take?
I think I'm going to grab.
Someone nearby and bring them with?
Yeah,
So you grab the icon, I guess?
I guess Icon would be the keeper.
There's +1.
Or do you want me to grab you instead?
Yeah, I can't get away on my own.
Okay, yeah. It's Amble. I just realized he has the cane and stuff. So
Yeah.
So we're leaving.
Keep going, soldier. I'll hold the line.
all right. So transform, grab with
Grab you with a tow cable.
Okay.
I imagine in response, like as a tow cable wraps around you, you transform, so he's hoisted up. You're hoisted up on the back of him, and he just terrorizes out of there with boosters. It should be a pretty good scene to animate.
Oh yeah, jacking me up really good.
You can't just. The cavity wasn't there.
Transformers done like cats.
God damn. Alright, Starlight Express. Alright, you guys, get away. Viator. It's you and Icon left behind with many, many kill machines.
Well, I think it's time for us to go. So I'll roll get away.
Discretion is the better part of valor.
6, 7. So yeah, I'll grab him. I'll get +1 and
Fly away. Alright, you leave this area to head into the core room.
woo.
Ooh, you rolled a 7.
I think we both have to take theoretically have to take damage from that because we didn't avoid harm.
And then take damage. And then take it.
Well, yeah, I'll
Take it. You've earned it. Alright, let's pause. Alright. You guys escape, fly through, the remaining kind of tubes and Jeffrey's accesses through this superstructure until you get to the central chamber of the Brainiac Combine, where Brainiac 5 dwells. Large mechanical structure, rows and rows of cylinders everywhere, full with, charging with power. Coursing green power lines everywhere. The Brainiac symbol, the 3 dots connected like an atom, like atoms or atomic electrons or whatever, that thing. Everywhere. And in the center chamber, on a large machine throne, wires plugged into him, as big as an average Cybertronian, is Brainiac 5. Man-patterned green metal with purple accents, the Brainiac symbol on his forehead, because it is his head. Bald, not really wearing clothes so much as being made of bulky machinery. Yeah. You have entered his lair, and he knows you're here. So you're in the dragon's treasure vault. Yeah. How do you want to open this up, this conversation? You're keenly aware that Brainiac is piloting the superstructure, Brainiac controls the Planet Buster, and Brainiac is not super friendly.
I wonder why. Is it because we punched his jaw out?
So yeah, you guys can land on scene.
Well, who wants to make the opening speech? Amble, or maybe Icon?
Yeah, I think Icon will sort of defer to him.
This is your planet.
It's like, I mean, you gotta have a line for this.
Are you sure this has largely been the 3 of yours' accomplishment?
Yeah. Just look pretty.
All right, he'll approach.
No, I was saying he can chill out. We'll take it.
All right, perfect.
Not everything has to be so literal.
It's pretty literal, actually. He doesn't quite get that sometimes.
This doesn't have to come to violence.
But I mean,
it's gonna.
it would be preferable.
This situation has already come to violence, spawn of Primus.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing.
I am well aware of your proclivities for starting wars you do not intend to finish.
No, I think we're pretty definitively gonna finish this one, Nodlinger.
Unbelievable. You come into my territory and disrupt my great work, and call that, what, heroism? A night on the town? Perhaps an oil run with a keg and your friends?
You're a slaver, Brainiac, and we're here to put a stop to you.
I do no such thing as take slaves, Autobot. I save and preserve. I am an environmentalist on a galactic scale.
We got one of those, and you ain't him.
Your wars are burning worlds by the millennia. I am making sure that history does not forget your victims.
You make victims. We know the way you operate.
I have collateral. And that's very different from the worlds you leave behind in your wreckage.
Hey, I've seen what you do, and honestly, the only difference between him and the Decepticons is at least Megs was managed to get some people on his side.
I have found in my line of work that multiple voices tend to muddle the message.
Whereas you only have to flee yourself.
Brainiac, this has gone too far. Leave this world and never return. Free your prisoners. Ah, right. The abomination.
I mean, hey, it's a good line.
Not to his face.
I actually thought that Brainiac was mocking them by doing the Frieza thing, being like,
73.
52.
No.
Yeah. 320.
How do you intend to solve this, Cybertronians? Fisticuffs, violence, explosions, spilling unimaginable amounts of energon in a world already dwindling of it? A galaxy slowly being bled dry of your influence? Why not leave? Take your crusade and your afternoon justice cause somewhere else, and allow me to continue to preserve this galaxy's memory.
These people asked for our protection.
They do not know what they have asked, for by doing so they have ensured their instruments of destruction are at hand.
If we don't stop you here, we'll just keep coming back and back.
And what would you be saving anyway? A world ravaged by nuclear Armageddon, destroyed over petty ideology and differences in phenotype and DNA? Come now, you've already seen your homeworld destroyed by such causes. Allow me to save these people. Allow me to save this galaxy. When he says the word save, by the way, because you guys, language is funny, the word he uses is not protect these people and keep them safe from danger.
Save the file.
Save the file for further perusal later in a museum or a library.
Is he insulting us with programming talk?
No, it's just how he talks. He's what he is.
Hey, so I come from a world, not really a world, more of a giant pile of ships around a black hole. Yeah, it's pretty big, bit of, not the greatest conditions, a lot of a shithole, but a couple million of us there. We live pretty good. You have our own stories. I look at the way you do things. I can't see any difference from death.
If you want to say that, just take a picture.
I am taking a picture, Autobot.
You're thinking much more than just a picture.
I'm a scientist. My tools are far more advanced, and therefore may look more malevolent to an unhoned mind, one dulled by millennia of pointless interconflict.
You have a literal planet buster in this thing.
Deterrence is the only way to get the samples to fall in line and work in their best interests.
You're
You
not
three...
charging a sampler You're charging a weapon to kill everyone.
You
I've
three know.
heard the ravings of egotistical maniacs before. I know how this script plays out, so can we just skip to the conclusion? I want to take a nap.
You three know better than any other being in the galaxy that violence is the ultimate authority that keeps peace in check.
Yeah,
For
let us
once.
demonstrate.
Ah, there we go. That's a perfect bait right there.
Yeah.
Violence.
Alright, so throws an ineffectual slingshot bolt, which does nothing. It just starts the fight, really.
Alright, we're
He'll
doing
biff
this.
it.
So we have chosen the form of the Destructor.
I haven't done the Ghostbusters episode yet. That episode is in my list of episodes to
I mean,
sketch out.
we had Ecto.
That was like a preview. That was like a sampling for when Gozer shows up. I have plans for this game.
All
Alright.
We have a giant sea foam, just attacking us. Sea spray. I just wanted to pick a phone. It'll be
Brainiac gets up out of his chair as the cable's unplugged from him and flexes, and you can see power lines running into them, charging him up.
What are the stats? What's going on here, Devon?
Okay.
Give us the lowdown.
Brainiac is the dragon. He has the following stats. Deadly Beast. His responses to you are melee, area, piercing, and he has armor 3.
Oh my god.
You're in his literal domain. He also has the power Dragon Fire. Anyone hit by his deadly fire is immediately taken out if they're not immune to fire.
Jesus.
If they are immune to fire, you only take 2 damage. He has a charge up before he fires, giving everyone a chance to get away or overcome what's about to happen. So get away doesn't mean leaving the fight, it means getting away from the danger. Treasure Fixation. He has hoards valuable things. If you bring him gifts of precious things he enjoys, which would have been Ian's time to shine, because Ian has nothing but treasure.
Should have just brought him avocado.
Right? It would allow him to. It would allow you to kind of distract him or de-escalate before you try to murder him after making peace. And escape route. If his armor hits 0, or if I feel like you're going to totally wax him like an asshole, he will try to escape to the open skies, which will be recontextualized into him being at the planet ready to blow it up.
Eject.
Yeah. Wax him like an asshole. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, is that what you said?
Yeah, I just realized that those words strung together. I don't really pay attention to what I say as the words are coming out. They just kind of do it on their own. I wing a lot of this.
Okay, guys. So I think the plan is to,
Melee, area, and pierce, because I choose which stats are damaged.
So we should be using revealing the way and walking together to have hope. Otherwise, Jesus fuck, you're gonna die. Yes, what's going on?
Whenever you're ready. Maybe that one. Open that one.
Okay, so how do we want to start this?
I mean,
Looking closely to get this thing, figure out where to hit him.
sure, looking closely is a pretty good.
Who wants to work with me? Amble?
Yeah, what are you
Yes.
trying to do?
Try to figure out where to hit him and, how to direct someone else to be fighting him.
Sure. So you're going to look closely. I'm going to use my in-depth knowledge of machines and anatomy to help you out.
Yeah. That's 10 plus. Okay. So we're trying to figure out his weak points / how to, not die of this thing, because I guess after looking close we realized, oh god, he's got some good hardware on him. Hey guys, this is like an overload.
Yeah, this is a rough fight. I didn't realize how rough the dragon is. Alright. What's happening?
10
So
plus and look closely.
Alright. Talk to me, Pete.
So I guess we were trying to analyze his weaknesses and what to do to postpone this /
Okay,
damage
what kind of weaknesses do you want to throw at me with to look closely?
him.
To get advantage on him?
I guess how can I direct the power from the conduits into him to overcharge them and
Sure, you can find a way to move him toward... Alright, you've established that there are conduits in this room, and if you can, like a video game boss, get him near there, you can shock him and stun him for a bit to get advantage.
Yep.
That won't work all the time. You'll have to get some build-up for it. You got 2 more questions.
How can we delay the firing of the lasers? I guess it could be by tossing it in the conduits to disrupt it this way.
That could work. That could be tied into it. I can see that.
Anything else, guys? Or are we good with this? Where is he keeping maybe all those things he has harvested? So
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
where's the treasure hoard?
So, his treasure hoard is this room, of course, obviously. Those tubes are not only charging up the super weapon, they are also powering the basement universes he uses to store the cities he takes. Brainiac doesn't just shrink them down in a bottle like some cartoon written by a high Jack Kirby. Instead, what they do is he creates a basement universe where he puts the city in. He uses Phantom Zone projector technology.
Okay.
So disrupting enough of this fight room's power systems or destroying enough of the structure might start to weaken those basement universes.
And sort of expanding from the inside.
Or, cause them to collapse and die and divert Brainiac's attention as he tries to salvage them.
Okay, well, that's our thing. So, how do we jack him up?
Well, Jack him up is going to jack him up the only way Jack him up can. He's basically, as soon as the fight started, he transformed, ran really hard at the guy, went back into human form, dove at him, and just is going to try and lock him up with the...
Robot form.
Yeah. Robot form. And lock him up with the claws and the...
Alright.
back.
Don't fuck up.
I will hold him. That would be a 7 to 10.
Is it 7 or 10?
10.
Okay. Alright, 10. What happens?
So I have to successfully keep him busy. That does 3 things. 1, it gives us advantage.
Advantage.
Well, now we have, I guess, it's like I said, there's 3 things. I grab him using hold him back. And I get to...
Sting like a bee.
sting like a bee.
Okay, what does Sting Like a Bee do?
Steal his launch keys. Can you pilfer something?
Yeah, I'd actually like to steal his... I'd like to steal some of his codes to some of these universes, or potentially power down his next fire attack. If there's something you can steal from there that... I don't know what horrible, wonderful, evil villain stuff he's carrying.
Alright, so yeah, while you're punching into him, you're able to open up some of his circuitry and pull out an override key, let's say.
Yeah.
You're able to quickly kick bash together an override. So the next time he charges up to attack, that'll give you I'm going to say it's going to give you a free out from the fire breath.
Okay, cool.
We'll give you a free out from the fire breath.
Not
You won't have to roll.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, Jackman goes in and grabs him and starts bashing into Brainiac's, humanoid form and pulling parts out to co-opt.
Okay.
Swing to someone else.
Well, Jack him up is grappling with him. I'm going to take the opportunity to line up a shot, and I'm just going to straight up blast him with my light cannon.
Okay. You're going to finish him.
Yep.
Alright, what are the stats of your light cannon?
What's that?
What are the stats of your light cannon? What tags does it have, I mean to say?
Ranged.
Okay.
Phew.
That is an 8.
Deal damage. So, one of his armors chink.
Yeah. Well, you will break one of his armor off as you damage the his superstructure. And I don't get a retort, right?
No.
Okay. Alright, yeah, you start shooting into him.
Alright, so as he's going
This
to...
needless violence is only delaying the inevitable.
Hang on. As he shoots, basically, I'm going to lose advantage anyway. Correct?
Sure.
And we already have it. So I'm going to engage at any time. I can break my hold, and I can end it to throw them on the ground, and I'm going to throw them next to the one of those generators.
Okay.
He's in the position to be...
Okay, so yeah, you hurl him into one of the generators. Ah! Systems on the ship start flickering and stuff. You hear groaning from the metal. Unbelievable.
Okay, so we have an advantage, we need an advantage.
Yeah, he has an advantage now, because you hooked him into the generator.
Okay then, I guess I'll take the lead now and using my Blast of Holy Light. Just, open up my, middle eye and...
Like a satellite dish, and like this little satellite dish and like Death Star laser.
Yeah, and just fire at him. That's an 8, so another one of his armors goes.
Alright, you're tearing through him.
Phew.
You could just listen to reason.
I mean, it stands back the same way to you.
Icon, engage. Hold him steady.
Alright, so you're going to Bonds of Servitude Icon?
Sure.
You had a bond with him, right? Who had a bond with Icon?
Pretty sure it was Amble because Amble was the one doing the repairs on him.
Okay, so yeah, did you only have the one bond?
Yes.
Alright, that bond is gone.
Or we can damage his stats, I guess. 'Cause he's a
I mean, you
companion.
could damage Icon stats.
What stats does he have?
Icon stats are the Hammers of Justice, which is, him being a fighty guy. They don't matter because he's a companion.
Yeah.
Dirt. Hammers of Justice, Hero of Metal Hue, and Fights for the Red, White, and Blue.
All damage fights for the red, white, and blue.
Alright. So, yeah, you'll damage one of his stats, and he will run on in, no more warmongering for you, and tackles him.
Good thing this guy's immortal. Otherwise, I'd be worried. Okay, go just grapple him while I chat up my attack.
Okay, yeah, Piccolo.
I'll pickle him, or...
We'll fire in concert.
Okay.
Oh, with hope.
Yeah.
Oh, precious, precious hope.
I get hope anyway for my hunter thing, but
Do it.
Alright, so it's you then. It's just you.
and I needed it. It is an 8, so his
Pew.
last armor goes away.
Last armor. Alright, yeah, you break down his overshield and get him to his knees as like, Icon lets him go and just kind of like pushes him down. It's like, give up and walk away.
Yeah.
Leave these lands and give up your life of tyranny.
For a second, I thought Brainiac was saying that, and I was like,
No.
what?
Let's call this even.
Like, not in the face, not in the face.
Okay, Brainiac blows the airlock on his ship. Like, every single wall between here and the outside opens.
Oh no, we're gonna suffocate.
So, yeah, you guys get a chance to react to this before he escapes to the Dragon's Flight.
What will be the dragon's fight? Him just running away?
Okay, so what
It's
is,
gonna
he,
be
what is he doing to try and escape?
Well, he's using his escape route stat to blow open the ship's airlocks and just escape into space.
Okay. Light wall. Block the airlocks.
By airlocks, I mean there are no longer walls around you. Like, if you, like, every single wall everywhere is open.
Circular wall.
Okay, that's advantage, and someone needs to follow that up with finishing. What does light wall do? Is that just a move you have to roll?
Nope.
Or is it just a
I just,
power?
I'd
Does
make
it
a wall.
Cost
The
charges?
same way I make a bridge. It costs a spell.
Okay,
I can only do
spend
it
your
once.
charge.
Yeah.
All right, someone quickly needs to get rid of his
Alright.
escape route stat, or he will get out.
Okay. I'll use blood, and I'll burn in ammo for my slingshot.
All right.
I am on fire tonight. 12.
God damn. All right, so you damage his escape route stat, and Brainiac is unable to leave before you start smashing into him with your weapon systems, and he loses his what's the word, concentration, and because he's controlling the ship psychically, the ship kind of just seals up like muscles, relaxing and unrelaxing the muscles, so all those walls close.
I'd say he's seen the light. I'll turn to Icon and go,
He'll
Part
raise
of
his
the
fist
thing.
like this and like up top. But yeah, he's walking by and trying to do like an up top like hand slam.
I grab it and shake it.
He'll roll his arm back and pat you on the shoulder and make that motion like he's rolling his sleeves up.
So what do you want to do with this guy?
He is still very much a threat to you guys.
Okay. Maybe
He's
a bit premature.
He still can take you out.
All of us.
Yeah.
He still has the fire.
He's all his stats are still. You only damage his armor and his ability to get away from you guys. So now you're locked in here with him. Yeah, he's charging up his systems, and you can hear the death ray outside still charging and powering up.
Well, that's not good.
Okay, let's.
I have to teach you a lesson.
See that we're doing all the teaching.
Make a demonstration out of this.
Okay, let's do some look closely to figure this out. And there we go, 10 plus.
God damn it. I can't stop you guys.
This is just the day. This is the.
We're in the cycle.
Okay, so we're trying to figure out, what does he want to do next to...
He knows
avoid
that if
it.
he can divide and conquer, he'll win.
Yes.
So either he has to get some of you guys out of the room, wound one of you guys, or start that planet blowing up and make you guys have to run to stop it. You can see the wheels turning in his head as he's looking at you guys, looking at how you all interact, and looking at, remembering the fact that you're only here because you fucking care.
Yeah, he'll start to charge out the planet and go, okay guys, fire the engines. As the whole planet will start tilting and he'll just shoot off.
The whole planet will start
No,
tilting.
well, his whole station planet, right?
Your ship. Yeah.
Yes. We'll jerk him. Okay, so that's an advantage.
There's
Who wants-
advantage on Brainiac.
Who
Okay.
wants to jack him up?
Yeah, I'm actually going to. I'll jack him up. However, how many stats do you have left? 1?
3.
So many, like 3 or 4.
Okay.
3 other stats.
He's Deadly Blast, he's Ground
so-
Fire, and Treasure Fixation.
I am going to. Who's the tough guy now? Tough guy. And I will, instead of finishing him, I'm just going to keep him busy as though I got a 10 plus instead, which lets me grab him immediately, automatically.
Oh god.
And he's going to say, "You're not charging this up," and he's going to throw him against the a bunch of the sensitive-looking control panels that power the
The Death Ray.
The death ray.
The death ray.
Call it what it is.
Call it what it is, and yeah. So we're going to go for. I'm going to hack whatever machines out of him that control the death ray for at least the next.
Sure.
Make it harder for him to do it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm going to do 1 point.
You add a counter to the death ray counter, whatever it is.
And I will throw him to do 1 point of damage.
Okay, I'll take out his treasure fixation. He no longer cares about the collection.
How's something
He
you
is
want?
worried that a bunch of Cybertronians are going to destroy him.
I mean, he's not wrong.
This fight has gone
So
very.
yeah, he just gets thrown into a chair. You guys are clowning him like he's the main character from The Mandalorian. That guy gets clowned almost every episode. It's the best. He's still really cool.
Clean boot to him, medium style.
Yeah, Brainiac is not really cool right now.
Nerd!
Yeah, you are nerding him. Alright, yeah, he's like on the ground getting up. Like you can see that he's trying to get some sort of advantage or rhythm in this fight where he can strike back once. It's not happening. Who's next?
Icon, team play.
You lead, I'll follow.
Stomp him down.
Alright, how do you want to do Bonds of Servitude?
Damage his fist of justice.
No,
Hammers
let's leave.
justice.
Let's leave the fists.
It's yellow.
Damage the other one.
Hero of Metal Hue.
Yes.
Alright, he'll run up and jump and do an elbow slam onto Brainiac to like knock him down.
Okay.
Stay down, Warmonger.
I will take advantage of the situation to fire at him again.
Alright.
Phew.
Uh, 11.
God damn.
Yeah.
Alright, another stat.
We're only down to the bad choices.
Alright, I'll say Deadly Beast is offline, so he only has his insta-kill. Maybe I can get lucky and kill one of you guys. Maybe it'll be Peter. The Krillin of the games.
Oh, damn it! Ding!
I'm not gonna say Yamcha, you're my friend, Peter. I'm not trying to insult you.
I'm not that hot.
Peter's been Yamcha.
Alright, yeah, you just keep shooting him and knocking him down. Who's next?
Well, I think I'll finish. I'll go after him again with the claws.
So you guys are just constantly you are constantly picking him up, hucking him around, and then someone else knocks him down and someone shoots him.
Yup.
You're just cycling through an absolute curb stomp, Brainiac.
Yeah, this is
Man, lucky Superman isn't here to see this. This would be embarrassing.
Meanwhile, just Batman stands off to the side and has a slight smirk.
Wait until Darkseid shows up with his anti-life equation.
I cannot fail today. 11 to hold them off, grab them. I don't know, I guess I'll steal one of his universe keys or something.
Sure.
I'll grab one of the bottles. We'll see, it'll be a gift later to, what's his name?
Access control.
And I'll throw him against something else. There's not much left in here. So
His throne.
Oh yeah, so it's, well, take a seat, Brainiac.
So like sideways, he hits the throne and crushes it.
Yeah.
He's on wires being hurled through the John Woo movie. Does that damage him?
Yep, he does 1 point of damage.
All right, he's dead.
Do you want to kill him or do you want to disable
I mean,
him?
he is no longer a combatant. I didn't even get to kill Superman in front of you guys. I was waiting with that takeout power. It's gonna be like, I killed Icon. Go fuck yourselves.
I mean, that would have been the really heroic end thing, given that the whole Decepticon
you guys
death trigger.
never roll below 15.
No, this was ridiculous, night.
I mean,
On 2d6, you never rolled below a 35.
I mean, Icon's immortal. We've established that, so I just scorch the rest of him and just leave his like immortal spark body. We just put him in the regeneration chamber.
CR chamber. Alright, so yeah, he crumples into his throne as it shatters and explodes. A lot of the containers instantly burst, like a light bulb going out. Just, and yeah, systems, alarms, things start powering and shutting down without his focus there to guide them.
Okay, we have to make sure to discharge this thing and keep the pocket dimensions in good shape while we, transition.
The killbots and the flamebots in the other room, do they deactivate?
Oh, they explode.
Okay.
Icon walks up and like kicks him over onto his back with his boot.
Okay. I'll point at the Gnosis who are fighting and I'll be like, "You did that. That was all you."
We didn't do it. We didn't do it. They're like chanting and like raising their fists. Not us. Not us.
Jackama poses and he has like one of his little arms have like kick on a camera and do like a pose with Icon over Brainiac.
Yeah, he just kind of puts his
Get a
foot
couple
on his
shots.
chest and looks down. He's like, "Your reign of terror is over, Brainiac. As with all tyrants, your end has come."
Sit
I'm not-
the Tyrannus.
Yeah, exactly.
We make it look easy. I'm not even winded.
Right? You made it look super easy.
I mean,
You
don't.
clowned this encounter. It was the Dragon Horde, and you made it look easier than when Goblin King took it when you didn't know the rules. I didn't hurt one of you. Goblin King had to at least spend some resources.
Well, we heard Icon.
We'll just leave him on the planet to recover.
Yeah, they're on the planet. Come back in 100 years.
He'll get better.
Except now he'll be the dark version because the switch will have flipped.
There is no switch. There's no downside to Icon. He's
Okay,
just
sure.
Superman.
Okay.
He'll go meditate inside of the sun and become a golden boy.
Yeah. Yeah, Icon will rip off the obvious control crown thing Brainiac has for a head. And, he'll like poke at it. Does anyone know how to... With all your experience, brothers, do any of you know how to pilot a skull?
I
I
guess
look at the pilot.
the pilots,
I mean, I'm a
rover.
Yeah, I'm at best attempt, but I'll take a look at it. So what is this thing?
It's a control thing for fucking the skull. It's not special, it's just a crown that lets you pilot it.
Oh, okay.
Well, probably what we'll need to do is disassemble this thing, and I don't know, maybe Rover will know what to do with all those pocket universes here, and
I think for the time being, we can put this vessel in orbit around Origin. We'll put Brainiac into custody until such time as galactic authorities can come by. We'll study the technology and see if we can't get a crew together to make the sojourn necessary to return these people to their proper worlds.
I mean, Silence is still here, and they're part of the galactic,
Exactly.
council, so we can hand it over to them to handle, I suppose.
Exactly.
And maybe this might be a rallying point for the people on your planet to finally unify and join that cool clique you want to.
Hopefully that optimism carries through.
I guess let's clean up and find a way to a ship of ours. Which second was it again? Was it the middle one or the left one?
Cleaning is a job for the mini-bots. Mini-cons.
Oh, y'all are
He said mini-cons, but at least he didn't say the disposables. Which would have been the awful thing to say. Keep that. I definitely need to get cue cards so I can give you guys cue cards for like phrases and stuff.
Jackamo's giant eye rolls, which is like so. Yeah, it's like he's got like a camera eye. So it's.
I
Just
mean,
like,
it's a skyway, I suppose. I mean, have you seen that? Which bot is the chair that's still functioning as the chair? Which is the second that's still functioning as the
Yeah,
second?
Icon opens up that backpack he has and takes out a robot-sized set of cuffs, space cuffs, and cuffs. Brainiac.
Well, hopefully those will hold.
They're made of the same alloy that came from my ship.
And those should hold.
I only have the one pair, though. I can't lose them. You'd be surprised how often I get to use them to catch larger aliens.
I think an epic beatdown of that magnitude deserves a nice hot packed lunch. Boilermaker set us up before we left.
Hot energon.
So we're going to scene swipe away from Brainiac's skull ship?
Sure. Yeah.
Alright, we will hard cut. So, scene swipe montage. The ship gets put in orbit around Origin. Brainiac is incarcerated. The Cylons are, of course, they're going to head to the system FTL array to go to where they have to go and come back and get this all sorted out, make sure the proper places in those basement universes are put back where they belong, that sort of thing. Yeah, Brainiac is handled. Where do you guys celebrate? Your ship is towed out of its eye. I guess if they're working on getting your ship out and stuff and like sorting this out, make sure the skull doesn't blow up.
Yeah. I think we should. Yeah, we could either have a party on the ship or we could have a party on the planet with.
Let's say your ship is in orbit, like docked with one of those orbitals or whatever. That would be nice.
Yeah, so we'll have the big gala, I guess, to celebrate. At least that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
We could have a gala and host it on the skull.
No, they want to keep you out of there because they're trying to like make sure it doesn't blow up or anything and make sure it's not full of.
But that would just add like an undercurrent of danger to the.
Well, we can have a set piece that's Brainiac's throne just broken in half from us smashing into.
Oh, that is totally a thing.
You can take trophies.
So yeah, just
You
take the
can't
throne.
keep the control crowns. You can definitely take the throne as a trophy.
I mean, Skylar
Somehow we
love
have
this.
access to. Well, we have access to one universe bottle that I grabbed randomly.
They're not in bottles. They're kept stored away in basement universes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it's just
We have an access code I can give to him.
He doesn't use bottle cities of Candor.
Oh, that attitude. Well,
Alright, so you're on the 8-track. You got Kegmeister, Brewer, Hot
Boilermaker.
Boilermaker.
Hot pot.
Hot Pot. Steamer, Basket, for Dim Sum, a con, the Autobot.
Oh dear.
Yeah, everyone's there. People are partying, relaxing. Autobots are, laughing about the
Dare to be
fight.
stupid. Yeah.
It's good. Talk amongst yourselves and the NPCs here.
Well, that worked out much better than I thought it would.
Yep. I have to say, I had my doubts. The situation we resolved amicably, but you showed up in our darkest hour.
I think that went a little bit better than the last big giant fracas we were in.
I'm off hanging out with the no-sees.
Oh, okay.
Noces aren't here partying.
No, like we're at the party. We're just
Yeah.
like sitting at a table together.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't understand it when I do it.
When who?
I'm saying that to the no-sees.
When you do what?
Is that what they say?
What?
Interesting.
What do you mean?
I
now?
tried talking in their bizarro language to them.
Oh,
So, like,
But apparently it only works one way.
someone needs
Noces smart. Noces by timeshare.
Noces by timeshare from a gold.
Timeshare. What will you do now?
Well, we're still on our way to find the Ark. I'll have you find some habitable systems for us.
Art?
Well, to find some more habitable systems, to find the Ark. The war's not over. Alcanor? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there are more monsters to capture. There's some fugitive on Mars that the universe is prepared for this. Like, Brainiac was hard, but there's someone else.
Oh yeah, some of those names on that list, pretty bad news. Definitely an all of us here kind of dealing with it, that sort of situation.
You're still pursuing supervillains.
Yeah. You find this Protoform X.
Run.
Take your.
You give him like a list of the Alcanor's crew manifest.
Yeah, like the ones that you might have a hope, but probably not, and the ones you should just run. Just run.
This is dire indeed, but thank you for the information. I'll make sure that it's spread across the nations of origin. Or at the very least, archived in such a way that if we forget about the communities in the stars, we'll at least know future generations will be able to recognize the signs if they were to come to this world again.
Yeah, I think we.
He's going to set up those bunkers they have where it's like this is not a place of honor dead.
Yeah, I think we've gave them the lowdown. Like, oh, these are these are the Decepticons. Here, have some a couple of VHSs. You'll get the gist of it.
Right? How soon will you be leaving?
Well, there's no point in sticking around. I think the threat has been dealt with.
Maybe an eighth of a sneeze.
Maybe.
The situation on Origin is becoming tense. Rao and the other non-aligned countries are having problems processing the breadth of life out here in the galaxy. We're hoping that once the full story of what happened up here with Brainiac and his vessel comes to light, it'll help show them that unification is within their best interests and appeal to their better angels.
Well, I certainly hope so too. I mean, maybe if they hear about the story about how our planet went, they'll realize that being massively being a pod is.
I hadn't
doesn't work too well.
I hadn't told anyone outside the Central Council about Cybertron's fate. Would you be comfortable with that story being shared? It seemed personal and a bit shameful, if you mind the candor.
I mean, it is, but I would rather have that be them know what the kind of mistakes you can make and not make the same mistake.
If you learn from our mistakes in a way, it gives them some value.
Sober and wise words. I'll spread the story of Cybertron to the people of Rao and the other nations, and let them know that even among the stars, even where Titans dwell, unification is what binds us together, and it is our focus on our differences that will eventually destroy us.
Yeah, well said.
We must celebrate what makes us different. Together, we must act. Till all are one. Which again, he doesn't know that phrase in Cybertron.
I guess we repeat it in Cybertronian then for him to learn.
Yep.
He didn't learn that from you. That's just a thing he picked up.
Maybe it's engraved his little ship.
Yeah, his little baby ship with the crystals with his dad, his Marlon Brando dad. Crystal technology. The yellow sun will make you stronger.
To all are one. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, there it is.
So, yeah, we have a nice Energon meal, and I think we can have a talk with
Tim Tom.
Tim
Tim's on the planet's surface.
Is there any way we can get a message to him? Or just he's just going to be...
He doesn't really have the clearance to be on the space elevator and the giant alien ship. He's an orphan, and Icon has to worry about social services, being a giant alien robot that adopted a boy orphan. And lets him live in the military complex he works in.
Yeah. All your bases need to be child-proofed. It's so hard.
Yeah, it's tricky for Icon, especially the Atomic Coalition, because they appreciate what you've done. and they don't want to seem ungrateful, but they do have to start pushing you off of here. And the least amount of times you're on the planet, the better.
Yep.
So we're just not gonna do anything about that then, eh?
We'll come back.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Why not? It's not. Oh, that might be something to cover. If you don't want to talk to Tim, you could talk to Icon. He's going to be on the ship before you guys leave. Because you got to tell him to hit the bricks.
I think the
So-
two possibilities would be telling Icon, but he may have some sort of kill protocol or something ridiculous like that, or at least a monitor. Or we could tell the the lady who's in charge of the Atomic Alliance.
The first among equals.
I mean,
The first citizen.
this is the definition of the sort of nonsense that's above my pay grade. The reason the reason that Skyway gets all the coffee.
I think we should just leave it alone and
Not pull that thread on the parachute.
Yeah, I mean, we're if we come back and he's still around, then we deal with it.
I suppose.
I mean, what has he done while he's been here? He's been a sidekick. He's been helpful. He's been useful. Is he really that much of a threat?
No, I mean, I just don't want to see. I would kind of like to talk to him and ask if he's. Maybe we'll get lucky, and this is one of the ones who's kind of sick of the whole endless war.
Well, if he was sick of it and wanted to join us, he'd probably,
No, I don't have to join us. Nothing crazy like that. I mean, like, besides, if he's a pretender shell, he's not going to get along on this ship. But not literally every single person who ever fought for the Decepticons decided to stay there forever.
Yeah, and apparently we're taking on Decepticons now, which was decided at a team meeting I wasn't a part of.
Have you established that he's a Decepticon, though? I mean, yes, we do have...
We have the one guy.
Yeah. Who? I'm sorry, which one is that?
The guy that the Collector decided to make his laboratory assistant.
You do have a Decepticon on board, yeah.
Oh, okay.
What was his name?
He changed his name to be, like, Useful or something.
Usefully or something.
Yeah.
It's real sad. Do you have to go to the washer?
Yes, I did.
All right, let me pause, and we'll set up the next scene for, I don't know, maybe Mark. Let me pause. All right, and we're back, because we paused, and there's a slight break, and as you guys basically decide not to tell Icon anything and just see what happens when you get back, we cut to a montage. You guys all prep, pack up the ship, say your goodbyes, you don't go back to the planet's surface. The various government figures give you a send-off, you get a military salute. They don't really help you repair and stop and rest anymore because the threat level on the planet's gotten so high and tensions with Rao are too much for the Atomic Coalition. But you get ready to leave. Secretly, as you're getting ready to leave, Viator, you have that move that allows you to leave behind populations of androids.
Yep.
And you're doing so. So how this scene plays out is Viator working on the ship in his workshop or in his forge or whatever it is, constructs 5 Cybertronian minicons, and since he's connected to the Allspark as a disciple of Primus, imbues them with enough life to, make them alive and active, like Alert or Ecto-3 or Screamo.
Yep.
And so you make 5 minicons with, normal robot modes and animal alt modes, kind of like Ravage or whatever, or Ratbat. And you leave them behind on the planet?
Yeah, I was thinking to give it to Icon, you don't have to do this alone. We made some, heroes to help you. So, they'll be combiners to make together something his size.
Yeah, they combine together into their combiners, because I guess you, in a small way, understand the enigma of combination.
Yeah.
The secret to combiner technology, and
yeah,
it's not as good as they were actual, fully coined Cybertronians, but they'll be good for this planet.
Still make do.
They're androids, not Cybertronians. They probably have a spark of some sort. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
But yes, what do you call this team? The Justice League?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we have Superman, so might as well give him the Justice League as well. So you have more people to bounce off of and, learn the Cybertronian, ways as well.
Alright, Icon accepts them gracefully, and the population accepts them as well, because no one's really going to know for sure they're aliens. They just advanced machines. And the Atomic Coalition used to use machines just like this anyway. They used to use, piloted mech suits and stuff. The other thing you do, though, is you also build a couple more sets of mini-cons and put them in pretender shells, like Terminators, that look like the citizens of Origin, and just seed them among the populations.
Yeah, because, I mean, this world needs to unify one way or the other. So
The way you say the other.
I mean, you know, they're not there to, like, take over, rule this thing, or whatever. They're here to influence those various nations to come together over, you know, the next years, decades, whatever.
They'll start YouTube channels.
Yeah, so again, they're meant to, you know, be the influence to, you know, drive this planet to unify, and that's what they're there for.
You leave behind a secret coven of shape-shifting infiltrator robots
Yep.
that follow your agendas and work to your policies, not the planet's. What you think is the best interest for them.
I mean, you know, the first among equals wanted the planet to unify, so unbeknownst to her, we're making this planet unify.
Gives her plausible deniability.
Yeah. She
Just
doesn't
like
need to know.
Storms of Yi Chow.
Yeah.
Alright, well that montage happens, like it's interspersed with you guys like getting ready to like pack up, you know, Brainiac is carried off, General Luce shows up. No, wait, he was from the opposite side of the war. He definitely doesn't fucking show up. But aliens show up to take Brainiac into custody, and they use Phantom Zone projectors to, you know, contain him. And yeah, his ship is taken away, and, you know, as you guys are kind of working with your ship, you don't really see this happen, but the ship is taken to the edge of the solar system, where there's a large alien superstructure that has a power core in the middle, that kind of looks like a ram scoop, and the Skull ship and the other ships get near it, the electricity fires off onto it, and fires it off into another end of the galaxy using its Mass Effect technology. The FTL relays I've mentioned...
someone's day someday.
I mentioned those FTL relays a couple episodes ago too. Like they keep talking about it. That's what the whole thing on the Avatar planet was about. They need unobtainium to build Mass Effect engines.
We're just looking over at FTL. This will never catch on.
It's over there. But then the last thing to do before you go is to send Icon home, and you were looking to talk to him, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, your scanners show that he's on the hull of the ship out in space.
Okay. I'll go take a step outside.
Yeah, he's sitting kind of like on the edge of the ship, like, you know, legs over the edge, like just looking up at the stars away from his home world.
Yep. Watch that last step. It's a doozy.
If you take the fall there, you won't you won't ever find that bottom.
Yep. So toss him a can.
Oil can.
Yep.
Or energon cup.
Yep.
Thank you. We're all objects falling in space.
One rate or another. I'm guessing you were thinking about at some point wanting to head out and check the rest of this place out, eh?
I considered going with you on your trek across the stars, but really, since my world will come to its senses, unified, or to their better angels, it'll be a sneeze away before I see you again, won't it? We already have the elevator, we already started to research this technology. And this world really doesn't need heroes once it reaches the greater galactic community. It'll need people, cooperation. Heroes come from everyday folk. So I don't see the harm in waiting a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing that we try and push over with my group.
If the need was great and the call was made, I would of course answer it after all you've done for my world, but I understand that that's not your way. You wouldn't ask that of me.
Nah, it's logistically pretty tough, and besides, we know you're going to be needed here. But look, you know, one of the great things about the great things I've noticed is it's not like one way or another this situation will be resolved in a few 100,000 years. Is that what they use here?
Something like that.
So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, take a reach out. Maybe run into on the 8-track. Maybe I'll be over in the mass. Look me up. We'll have a drink and reminisce, and you can tell me about how this whole thing worked.
Well, don't be a stranger. Drop by again. And it's different now. Everything's different. Before you came, I was alone. I didn't know anything about my people, my culture, where I came from, what had happened to my world, that there are others out there. And now I do. I'm part of a larger picture. It's comforting, and it lets me appreciate the life I've had here.
Yeah, I've been working on. I've been together with a bunch of different groups. I mean, the main thing is that you belong to one. I can't imagine what. I've never actually been in a situation where I felt completely and utterly alone and unique. It's pretty rare.
The people of this world were kind enough to extend an arm of compassion and mercy when confronted with something that completely destroyed their worldview and ultimately changed where they thought they were in the universe. And I intend to carry that mercy onward.
I hope you get that chance.
Thank you. The guy looks up at his planet. There was data tracks on my pod. I was able to extract some of it. There was poetry on there. There was a piece that struck a chord with me. It seemed, if I didn't understand anything about myself or my people or where I came from, I think that poem spoke to the condition of my people, even though I didn't fully understand it.
So what was it?
It was a poet on your world who came from a worker class. We rise, we flare, we flicker, we fade, and all of our endless tomorrows become yesterdays. It was from a political revolutionary by the name of Megatronus. It always made me think of my place in the world and how my people must consider eternity.
Yeah. Of course, Megatronus is not Megatron.
No, it is. That's Megatron. You've read his poetry. That's the kind of stuff he wrote when he was talking about political revolution and social change and the people.
Yeah.
Anyway, he gets up, puts a hand on your shoulder. Thank you again. And tell your friends, my people, that I can't wait to join them up here with my family. Among this endless sea.
May what will be the appropriate thing? May the primes walk with you or something like that? Or
Till all are one.
Till all are one.
All are one.
So
They'll just head back into the ship.
head back, cups flying into orbit.
That'll kind of be the tracking shot. Is that those glasses? Is the glass spinning with a bit of energon kind of around it, and cut to credits. So I was Devin,
Tyler?
Peter.
Mark.
and this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.